platform basically, yeah. So let me give you, the, let me show you the document. So this one. So as you guys can see, in December, week per week conversion is actually significant improving. So Airbnb, after we decide some of the decisions to fix some internal resource management and also the practices, Airbnb, Instagram, and website agents are improving. But then still Facebook, we still have cannot improve, but it's because we have turned this platform to be the lowest priority as well, because all the inquiries is mostly not qualified gitu. So yeah, congratulations again for the reservation team. Good work and keep inspiring delight, keep converting inquiries into booking. Okay, let's go to the discussion today. It's pretty exciting because for the first time, Vera will bring a case, yeah, Vera, from employee funnel. Oops. Okay. So there are some case from the guest funnel as well. So we can actually prioritize our discussion today, yeah, since I think basically for all the basic negotiation in the guest squad is currently improving. So we can save it for later dulu for the guest squad. But let's start with the very interesting one from employee funnel. So Vera, could you set us up? What is your case? But before that, sorry, I would like to appoint a secretary for this meeting. Muti, could you please be my secretary for today? Okay. And Mr. Jing, would you help me to record the session?
I think Wayan is already recording.
Okay. Thank you, Ma. Thank
Yeah,
you.
she's got your back.
Yep, as always. Okay. Okay, Vera, please set us up with your case.
Okay, so this is not like a one-time case, but I think this has been like been happening for quite some time now. So it's actually came from Kara, right? So she asked like, how can we educate leaders from every chapters to correctly persuade interns when offering a full-time position? Because when we offer interns, right, I think like many of them reject, but I haven't like compile how many percent, but like most of them reject. So I think it might be because of our persuasion tactic, right? So yeah, I'll leave it to the floor. Like, how can we like persuade them correctly?
Interesting.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So how to persuade intern to accept the offer, yeah, Vera? Okay. But I think to give us more context, we need to know what are the most reason actually the interns actually rejecting our offer, Vera. Do you have any thought on that?
Okay, I remember one. It's because of mostly they rejected because they don't see a career in Bukit Vista, because they said like they want to I don't know, do in corporate company or something like that. So I don't know how we can like persuade them. Yeah.
I see. Okay, maybe we can go to these stats again, Vera. Do you think in which stage that you're actually failed on negotiating with these interns?
Mm, I think from I could say it's the discovery.
Why is it
Yeah.
discovery?
Because we haven't discovered like their real motivation or like their career path in a way, right? So we identified like correctly, okay, they have the willing to learn and something like that, and we actually built trust and engaged with them well. But then I don't know. I think the discovery is that like we don't expect them to. I mean, like when during the internship they show this high motivation, show great performance during the internship, and we thought that okay, they might be interested to working full time, right? But then when we offered them a full time, they were like, I think no for
Ah,
now, like that. Yeah.
okay. Okay, interesting. But Vera, I think most of the members here needs apa namanya a bit more context. Could you please show us a demo? How would you offer the intern usually from intern into full time? Maybe just like give us the demo. Like for example, you persuade Wayana as an intern to be full time. How about that, Vera?
Role playing,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Even though I haven't really like
Yeah, because
done it
usually,
before.
because usually we always see all the conversations, right? So we can actually detect together. But now, yes, sir, please.
Okay, let's set this up, Nadine. So what I'd like to do is Nadine is actually leading us in the correct direction. We need to see. So let me demonstrate a little just kind of strategic concept here. Vera, what you have brought here is a good problem, but like Nadine said, there's not enough context. So it's like if let's say Muti brought to this particular conversation, we're not converting enough inquiries. So it's not really a case, right? It's just a general condition that's happening. So in like this specific chapter's discussion, we need to see a case. We need to see, all right, who did you try talking to? What was the offer? And how did the case actually develop? Okay. So let's pick let's set this up. And Nadine, this is important and I like where you were going with the role playing, but let's set it up so that it starts really strong. Okay. So let's go to Vera. Vera, pick a particular case of an intern. You don't have to put out any names. We want to respect people's privacy. But okay, can you pick me an intern that did not accept an offer from, let's say, the last 1 month? Okay. Can you just go ahead and pick that person? Okay. All right. And tell me after you pick that person if you're ready to go.
Okay.
All right. You have it? All right, great.
Okay.
Let me understand a little bit about this person now. What was their primary motivation for joining Bukit Vista?
To learn more about the role that they applied.
Right. Okay. All right. So learn more about the role they applied. What would be their primary motivation to continue working at Bukit Vista after their internship?
Wait, so can you repeat again?
Okay, so you know why they're here, but what would be their primary motivation to continue working here after their internship?
Based on my understanding, is it?
Yep.
We thought that they could contribute more. I mean, like the internship is only 3 months, right? So we thought that they could contribute more and learn more after the internship.
Okay, so the key here, everybody, is to see what Vera just said. She said, we thought, right? But she didn't actually know what was the intern's perspective. Now let's take that case and explore that. That's a case of an undiscovered motivation, right? So let's say you work in partnership. I thought this partner would totally love our range of products and services. It would be so helpful for them, so they would totally accept it. Or I thought this guest would totally book this beautiful beachfront villa because it was so perfect, right? Now, that could be the case from your perspective, but let's kind of switch the tables around. Maybe this partner has other options. Maybe this guest doesn't need a beachfront villa and they can't afford it. So then it becomes part of our job as negotiators to really uncover and discover that underlying truth. This is exactly what we mean by don't assume, use data. Because if we assume that a person is going to be here for the reasons why we think they should be here, then don't be too surprised when things don't work out the way that you expect, because you haven't actually understood how they actually think and then what motivates them. So let's practice this. Vera, we're going to set up a role play. You're going to tell me, like, essentially why I should. I'm going to pretend to be this intern. Just give me an idea. What sort of chapter am I in? What do I do? What do I do on a day-to-day basis?
Awareness.
Okay, let's say I do awareness. Okay, so you've scheduled a time with me, and you're going to persuade me why I should accept a full-time offer to work here at Bukit Vista. Let's begin. Vera, how would you start?
Oh my God. Hi, Jing. So how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you, Vera.
So how is your work these days?
My work these days is pretty good. I enjoy it. You know, I get my work done.
Really? Do you have like any frictions doing the work?
Oh yeah, you know, sometimes I get stuck and I don't know what to do, but people here are generally pretty helpful and they show me what I need to do, so I like that.
I see. So the reason why I book a session with you here is to actually we're planning to like offer you a full-time position here.
You want to offer me a full-time position?
Yeah, are you interested in or some yeah? Are you
Oh,
interested?
I don't know. This is very sudden. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about being here full time.
Oh, really? So what's like your plan after what was like your original plan after you graduated from intern?
One, I wasn't sure I was going to graduate. I thought I might not even finish this internship. But if we're going to, if I am going to graduate, then I guess I need to go back to school and finish my schoolwork first.
Ah, really? Why do you think you might not finish the internship?
Well, I don't know. I had so many challenges along the way, and the standards here are pretty high. So I don't know. I thought I might be, you know, I might not finish. I was so, you know what? I was so burnt out. Yeah, I was gonna. I didn't know if I could actually finish it. Yeah, it was a lot of work.
Ah, so like in overall, how do you think the working working what do you call that? The work bandwidth in Bukit Vista then?
Well, I think it's pretty extreme. There's a lot of expectations here. I have to work a lot, and plus, I've got exams, and I still have some schoolwork that I have to do. So it's challenging to say the least, Farah.
Ah, I see. Then have you tried like setting expectations to your leader and like tell them about your problems?
Yeah, they're pretty understanding. I mean, I think my leaders do understand, and they, for the most part, they accommodate my school schedule, and I think that's pretty okay.
So after your discussion with the leader, is it like still overwhelming to you?
Uh, Good question. A little bit less so. You know, just from their perspective, I guess I've told them that I'm too busy, so I don't feel as much pressure anymore. But yeah, but then new work comes along, and get busy again. So that's just, I think, the nature of an internship here.
Ah, I see. Okay. Then like if we're going back to the offer that I mentioned earlier, right? So what do you think about that? Like, yeah.
Well, I don't know. You know, I probably would need time to think about it. Maybe I should talk about it with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
I should talk about it with my friends. You know, just consider it a little bit. Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's end the simulation here. So stop and let's go back and see what Vera did incorrectly. Okay. So Vera, first, did you feel like you had any control in that conversation?
No.
Right. You didn't have any control. Why did you feel like you didn't have any control?
Uh, because I think I'm not sure like how I can bring. I mean, like how can I showcase them the benefits of the full-time position?
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
So Vera's not sure how she's going to showcase benefits. What else did you feel like you couldn't control?
their decision, their
Right.
thoughts.
You're not controlling
Yeah.
their decisions because you don't understand what I'm even going to be considering in order to make a
Mhm.
decision, right? So you don't
Mm.
know what the ingredients are going to be in my decision-making process. So you have no influence then on that. So you need
Mhm.
to figure that out. And what else did you feel like you might have done? What about your timing? Did you feel like your timing was well done?
No.
All right. Imagine this, Vera. Imagine one day your handsome boyfriend's going to come up to you, right? And he's going to say, Vera, will you marry me? And you're like, I've only known you for 2 weeks. You don't know anything about me.
Mm.
Yeah, but will you marry me? And you're like, wait, I need to think about that.
Mm.
Right. So in that particular case, do you think he's done something incorrect with his timing, perhaps?
Yeah, he haven't give a heads up or like yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't actually explored whether or not you're interested before he's
Mm-hmm.
proposing to you, right? So
Mm-hmm.
here's a few things I saw. Actually, wait. I'm going to sit back and see what did anybody else see. Okay. Now, everybody, please remember this. This is actually this is a little bit different from our written interviews, but I want everyone to remember this. Whether you're dealing with guests, partners, a colleague, any scenario, just remember the basics. Back to this particular plan again. You need to identify yourself. You need to identify who you're speaking to. You then need to build trust and rapport so that they can speak in an open conversation. You need to discover. Then you need to connect the issues that they're facing with a solution that you can present. And then finally, close the deal. Okay. So that's going to be the same pattern no matter whether you're speaking or writing or anything. Now, one of the things I generally see is that people feel a little bit shy speaking in person, right? So hopefully the techniques you're going to be learning today with what we're doing here will allow you to feel confident in the most intense situation, which is usually a face-to-face encounter. Okay, we don't do face-to-face COVID, but let's say a live encounter. Okay, once you've mastered, I think, a live encounter where you need to make decisions about what to say next and do this particular thing, then I think you will feel much more confident if it needs to be written communication or anything else. This is one of the, I guess, one of the most intimate, but it's also one of the most intense ways to do a negotiation. All right, let's go to Tendi. Tendi, based on your observations, what could you see that Vera could have done better in this particular approach to me as an intern?
Okay, thank you, sir. I think the first is you can mention what's called the first you need to observe the what's called the intern work first. For example, like what the achievement during their what's called internship, and then what is for example like okay, congrats for your some achievement. I heard you achieved this your project like this, and then you can also ask like what is your next plan. First, if they don't have any plan yet, why don't you try to join with
Ah,
us, and then like
there you
if
go.
they already have plan, if that's a fixed plan, then it's maybe it's not possible to
Right.
persuade. If the
Very good.
plan is still abstract yet, maybe
Mhm.
you can persuade the what's called with the plan. Hey, for example, I would like to work in hotel or something. Why don't you work with us? We have some rule like reservation or confession. Which one you comfortable like that? So yeah, maybe you need to understand and then close the deals. Don't make too long because
Ah,
if that's like
okay.
like a guest. If you make too long, then the guests don't want to chit chat. They want to. What is your point? What is your point? Can I get room or not? Do you want offer me? Do you want offer me to stay here or no like that? So it's like yeah yeah like
All right.
that for me.
Very good. Very good. So, okay, Tendi got some points good, but I'd like to qualify them too. So, Tendi, by asking them what their plans are, he's actually doing a discovery process. He's figuring out and understanding what the tendency of this person is going to be. And if they say, let's say, they want to work in a hotel, I would not, as Tendi suggested, suggest them right away about reservations or their hotel-like work. I would ask why. Discover more. Remember, the more you can discover, the more you can understand and really get to the root issue that somebody is experiencing. So maybe you ask them, why do you want to work at a hotel? Oh, because my parents told me to. Okay. And then do you do everything that your parents tell you to do? Maybe they do, right? And you have a different way of approaching, and you can understand a little bit about some of their decision-making processes. But okay, fundamentally, yes, more discovery happening up front helps you get to where you need to go later. Let's go to Muti. Muti, what have you seen that Vera did well, and what do you think she could improve?
Yeah, thank you. But I bet that Kak Vera is a little bit nervous because Kak Vera is not like that usually.
Mhm.
And the one that can be improved is I am agree with Kak Tendi is we can like positioning as the intern position, but also make it quick like what is our point and what is what we're going to talking about and how we close the deal and so we get like the fast result from the intern also. like that.
Okay.
We can
All right.
like
Okay. So Muti, you agree that we need to get to the point in a fast way, yeah?
yeah, exactly.
Okay. This one I think we need to be careful with. And Muti, Tendi, a person's career is not generally something as easy to make a decision on as where you might spend 3 nights for a holiday. Okay. So a person's career might be a multi-year decision. It might be a decade-long decision for certain people. So we definitely want to make sure that this person feels comfortable with the pace of the decision. Okay. And yes, we shouldn't lag and drag our feet and not get to the point, but we shouldn't necessarily be either too pushy and force a person to accept a decision or to reach a conclusion without giving them some space to decide. Generally, decisions like that, even if you're successful, will break later because they'll go, wait, I can't believe I did that, right? What was I thinking? And that's not a good persuasion. Okay, back to Tendi. Tendi, what do you think?
Okay, thank you, sir. Maybe to Vera, yeah. I think the time that you offer, give like in the end of the intern or in the middle or in the beginning or something. In
Usually like 3 weeks before the intern ends.
so almost the end, yeah. So
Yeah, almost the
I
end.
think you can also what's called see the signal from the employee. For example, like yeah, like what Jing said, the difference is if the guest with the guest they interesting with our property, then they message us first, right? The inquiry, right? That means that there is a signal that they want to stay with us. For example, maybe the employee, I think you what's called I believe you also do 101 every month, right, with the employee, right? So I think you can find the signal there, like that. Is it like do this person is actually interested to join with us for the long time, or they kind of like lazy, don't want to like that. So that's like that.
Tendi, what stage of the persuasion process is that? What you just suggested, what stage is it?
The states what are you waiting them to talk? Close the decision, better matching, build the trust and engagement. Oh yeah, the discovery. No?
A little bit. I would say it's more stage 1. You're identifying.
Oh, and the
Okay.
yeah, then.
You're looking for signals to identify, is this your customer? Is this person potentially interested in trading with you? Okay. Remember, the abstract way to think of negotiation is you're persuading somebody to make a decision on a trade. Do I want to trade my time and energy for an internship at Bukit Vista? Do I want to trade my money and opportunity for a holiday for a stay in one of your properties? Do I want to trade the management right to my property to you guys to manage my property? So those are all ways of making trades. So we need to actually determine at the very beginning, is this person want to trade with us? There's no point in going to a person who doesn't want to sell their house and keep on asking them, when do you want to sell your house? When do you want to sell your house? Person has no intention of making a holiday. When do you want to come and be on a holiday? When do you want to be on a holiday? So what Tenny suggested is a really, really good idea. You need to identify and listen and really kind of clue in, is this person potentially your customer? Okay. All right, great. Let's do this now. What I'm going to do is a few things. I'm going to illustrate what it looks like if I were doing the persuasion. Vera's going to be my intern. Okay. What I'm going to start using is a few things. I'm going to use some persuasion tools. I'm going to use mirroring, which is copying back what somebody says to me in order to build tactical empathy. I'm going to use labeling to be able to define the situation so that we can agree what this thing that we're doing is called. I'm going to sprinkle in some accusation audits so that will help build the trust. And I'll try to go through this stage by stage. And I want Nadine to subtitle me. Okay, Nadine, please subtitle when I'm doing a certain thing. Okay, so that everybody can watch as it unfolds in progress, and you guys can see what it looks like. Now, Vera, you already know what's going to happen, but we're going to try to make this as natural as possible. You're going to be an intern who's working in awareness, and I'm going to come to you, and I'm going to see if you're going to actually accept an internship offer from me. Okay, so put yourself in the body and in the sort of the mind frame of that intern, and let's go. So, Nadine, thanks for giving me the chance to speak to you as the CEO today. How you doing? Oh, sorry. I meant Vera. Vera. I meant
Vera, right?
Yeah. Got my characters mixed up.
I was getting ready to
Okay.
start the talk.
All right, Vera. Hi there. I see that you've come to this discussion today. How you doing?
Great, sir. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Now, you're probably wondering why you're having this conversation with me right now, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll promise you this: it won't be the end of your life.
Okay.
Okay. Well, in all seriousness, Vera, I've been watching some of your work, and I think I want to have a conversation about potential for you to have a career at Bukit Vista with us. And if you have a few moments, we can talk more about this idea. How's that sound to you?
I guess I can spend some time, sir. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Now, before we begin, I just want to let you know that there's no wrong answers here. You know, you can tell me to walk away and you're going to do whatever you want. But I just want to get to know a little bit more about, your plans and just let me know like how you feel. Okay. Does that sound like something we can do?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Vera, let's take a look at this. If you were, say, finishing your internship today, what would be the next step in your career plans right now?
I actually haven't really think about it too much, sir, because I'm like in my seventh semester of university, right? So for now, I'm just focusing to finish my university. Yeah.
You're focusing on finishing your university.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Sounds like you care quite a bit about your academics.
Yeah, because because I'm actually like in quite have a few careers in mind, right? But then like I feel like if I finish my university until the end, then I think I have like a more concrete decision of what career I want to continue.
Interesting. So it sounds like you have a few careers on your mind.
Yep.
Okay. What kind of potential careers would you be looking for at the moment?
I mean, like for now, because I'm working in the awareness part, right? So marketing is actually one choice, but then the second one, I'm also thinking of being a consultant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're thinking of being a consultant?
Yeah, on marketing stuff. But then like, because I'm still not sure about it, but like I'm currently like these days I'm interested in consultant things for marketing. So yeah.
You mentioned you're not sure.
Yeah, I'm not that sure because again, like I don't know. For now, I'll just make my first priority to finish my thesis and like finish my school, and then I can think further more about my career.
Okay, so it sounds like you got a sequence of things in order for yourself right now before you're going to think more about your career. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, got it. So, what would you expect to understand or I guess know more after you've finished your school and seen the rest the end of your school? What kind of knowledge would you expect to actually discover by that point?
That's a good question. Maybe just like have a more understanding of like the marketing stuff and like the business part, the business side of the career.
Okay, so it sounds like you're curious and you really want to know more about marketing and discover more about career options. Yes, is that correct?
Yep, correct.
Okay, got it. Let's see. Let's go down this particular line of questionings. While you were working here, did you see any opportunities that were exciting during your internship here, Vera?
Well, yeah, I do, right? And like in line with like some of my projects, and I actually apply quite a lot of marketing knowledge that I've received, but then I still feel like out there's like still more to that I don't know, I haven't like received much here.
So you feel that there could be more outside that you haven't seen yet?
Yep, correct.
Okay. how will you know if there's more outside that you haven't seen yet?
I don't know, because like these past few weeks I watched like YouTube videos or like other learnings, and I realized that there's quite a lot of things that I'm not learning enough in here. So I don't know, maybe I can learn it from other
Okay.
places. Yeah.
So there's not enough things that you're learning here. Is that correct?
Well, I learned a lot, but that it's not not the ones that out of my expectations last year, something like that.
Interesting. So it sounds like you have an appetite for learning that is just, you have a huge appetite for learning, and Bukit Vista could probably do more to fulfill that appetite for learning.
Could be, but depends, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not, I don't want to scare you away or anything. You know, I'm not trying to propose marriage, but I'm just kind of exploring and knowing a little bit more about your, and really knowing a lot more about my own company, right? So, okay, that's pretty interesting. So that sounds like, you know, I can understand your perspective. That sounds like something that is important to you, and if you see a bigger opportunity out there, then that would be attractive. Besides the learning opportunity, do you see any other sort of bigger opportunities out there than what you find here?
Bigger opportunity. I think it goes back again with the options that I have in mind. Like if I was one day decided to become a consultant, I think I have to know like quite a lot of the perspectives of marketing.
Right. So you need experience from many different fields, right? Or many different areas. Okay. And how would you expect to accumulate these experiences?
I'm not sure. Maybe like trying different industries, I guess.
Trying different industries. Okay. Do you think it's possible to accumulate a lot of experiences in marketing, working in one industry, perhaps?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I
Right.
didn't really think about that. Yeah.
Have you considered whether or not also this, by working in different industries, would it be possible to just have the repeat of the same experience, but just in different industries?
Right. Yeah, you're right. Never really thought about that, actually.
Okay. Well, if you did think about it, okay, so let's say besides the consideration about getting into consulting and exploring many industry experiences, if you could get, let's say, a satisfactory, enough experiences that you're comfortable that you can evolve and become a consultant, would that be interesting to you?
You mean like by working in like one industry?
By perhaps working in one industry, yes.
Oh, if I can get like most of the experiences, then yes.
Okay, all right, that sounds interesting. Okay, so besides that, are there any other considerations that you're making for where you would like to actually direct or point out your career?
Can you repeat, sir?
Okay, besides the two factors that we talked about, this idea of exploring bigger options outside and fulfilling your curiosity, learning enough and getting enough experience to become a consultant, besides that, do you see any other sort of reasons why you wouldn't consider a career here?
It's not that I'm not like fully not considering in Bukit Vista, but then like for the last semester of school, it's expected to be offline, so I'm afraid I can contribute
I
the
see.
most here. Yeah.
Okay, so now what I understand is it seems like it's a timing issue, right? So maybe if we approached you at a different time, then this might be an easier conversation.
Yeah, I think
Okay, all right. Okay, all right, Vera, how about this, right? So before I'm prepared to offer you anything, I want to make sure this is a good fit for all of us. So it seems like to me that you're very curious. You want to expand. You want to gain a wealth of experience. I think we can track a career package for you that will give you that kind of levels of experience, right? And I can tap you into our professional network that has hundreds of people who are experienced in many different industries. And I'd like to set you up with maybe mentoring opportunities with them so that you can learn as much as you want about all the different aspects of marketing, such that you would probably even get more experience than, let's say, if you were working across different industries, but just doing the same kind of marketing job. I'd like to set you up so that you're learning marketing at high layers, strategy, tactical layers, and also layers where you can apply to different industries too as well. If I could do that and maybe approach you after you graduate, what do you think my chances are of actually getting you on board as our next full-time employee?
If with all the package, sir, actually that's quite interesting. But then I think I might need to talk again with my parents.
You'd like to talk to your parents. Okay,
Yeah.
tell me about your parents and why. Do they influence your decision?
It's just like I need more opinions from them, lah.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. Yeah, you're probably thinking that your parents might tell you if I'm a good or a bad person. Yeah.
Not like that. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I respect that. So, besides your parents, is there anybody else that you'd like to talk to?
Not really.
Okay,
No.
all right. So why don't we do this? Why don't we give you some time to get this thing right? But we'll come back and we'll reapproach you, right? In the right time, and after you've talked with your parents, and hopefully we can see where we go from there. Ultimately, I just want you to know, Vera, decision is up to you. You're free to make whatever choice is great. But I did like to have this opportunity to explore these options with you today. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Okay. All right. Have a good day. All right. Okay. That's the way I would approach. Let's go. Okay. So simulation end, right? Let's go over to Muti. Muti, what did you see that was potentially different in let's say the direction that conversation went?
Yep. The difference from Kavera before is the approaching and also the discover. You always discover more and want to know the anticipation and the career path and the journey in the future like that.
Right. Okay. Did it feel like I was negotiating with integrity with Vera?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Good. And was I being helpful for helping her actually kind of come to terms with how to make a decision?
Excuse me, sir. Sorry.
Was I being helpful for helping her to kind of look at the options and
Yes.
and come to terms? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Tell me more. What did you see there?
Yeah. I see that you give a lot of options to Vera. Like you gave Vera a chance to talk with their parents. Also, you get Vera a chance to talk to you immediately about the consideration like that.
Right. Okay. If Vera eventually, now I want you guys to know this too. In negotiation, you do not have 100. You should not expect to. I mean, don't expect to fail. But I would say this, right? Whether or not someone agrees to do what you are trying to persuade them to do is, at the end of the day, it's their decision. Okay. So you don't fail a negotiation by, let's say, failing to get them to do something. You fail a negotiation by stopping at an earlier level, right, in the negotiation stack. If you have not gone to the first level, then you failed. If you didn't go to the second level, you failed. But if you went through all the different levels, if you identified, you're able to build trust, you're able to discover, you're able to, pattern match, if you're able to try to close a deal, then I'd say at the end of the day, the very worst thing you can get is you can get a real honest answer for why the person chose not to go with you, which is a lot better than the way most negotiations work. If people just give you a polite answer and say, oh, I just found another option, or, it's okay. I just married a different person, but that doesn't tell you, well, what was wrong with my offer, right? What did you not like about me, right? It would be better if they said, I didn't marry you because, man, you just have bad breath, and I'm not going to hang around a person with bad breath. And then you can go back and you can maybe get dentistry or whatever, right? And you can fix your problem and be more attractive to the next person. So that's a joke, by the way. But okay, anyway, but that's what I think a successful negotiation should be. You should at least know what is the true reason that the person said no, okay? And that will make you more confident in future negotiations. It'll also make you more progressive, because you can tell somebody doesn't negotiate well when they always come back and they give the same excuse. Oh, the guests didn't know what they wanted. Oh, the guests didn't know what they wanted, or the guests. So you don't want that. You want to be able say, oh, okay, I know where I didn't succeed, and that's what I will recover next time. Okay, let's keep on going. Tendi, what did you see? Did you see any instances of mirroring? Did you see any instances of labeling in that particular exercise?
What is mean labeling, sir?
Ah, okay. Welcome to the conversion. Nadine, what should Tendi do?
Read the guideline, Kak Tendi. But this is this is the first time Kak Tendi joined the conversion chapter, I
Yeah, the
think.
first
Yeah.
is
What are our expectations of new members?
I didn't expect Kak Tendi come, no. Okay.
Oh, okay,
just
okay.
Okay.
observe, sir. Observe.
Observing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Nadine, would you like to explain what a mirror and a label are?
Okay, let me just reveal what how did the conversation going between you and Vera.
Okay.
Actually, this is the paper.
Oh,
So
wow. You were able to break that.
okay, so these four tables of the each stages, right? So I cannot I spot everything, but I cannot write down everything because it's too quick. So the first thing is building trust. This one, what Jing did actually. So he did the acquisition audit. So Katendi, we call it acquisition audit. So you mention or you tell the worst case that your partner could possibly think about. Why are you having these conversations with them, right? So you could just say all the worst case basically. So like what Jing did, he said that you're probably wondering why are you having a convo with me. So it apa namanya, hush away the confusion or the suspicion, right? And this is not gonna be the end of your life. And then after that, Jing did clarification, give clarity. So I would like to discuss about your future plan or career in Bukit Vista. And then during all the conversations, we could see that Jing is trying to be engaged with Vera, make Vera feel heard, feel understood, by doing this cut and the labeling and mirroring. Mirroring is, copying all the statement that your partner is just said gitu. Misalnya ngomong, oh saya udah makan, oh saya suka ini, oh kamu suka itu gitu, something like that, mirroring gitu. Nah kalau labeling, you give the label of the apa namanya, label of the, you're labeling the situations bisa, you're labeling apa yang dia sedang pikirkan juga bisa gitu. So Jing did it many times, like sounds like you have few careers in mind, sounds like you are curious about marketing. Jadi Vera feel heard, oh yeah, Jing understand me, oh Jing heard all the things I said to him, something like that. Itu buat nge-build engagement. And then Jing tried to discover very well. And this is the tools to help us in the discovery stage. So calibrated questions to questions that need explanations, not like a short answer like yes or no gitu. Calibrated questions usually start with why, how, what gitu. And that's what all the questions that Jing asked to Vera. And then this one is also interesting. Jing tried to do the leading questions. Basically, we have no-oriented questions or yes-oriented questions. So have you ever thought that maybe you go to different industries but might just give you a repetitive work experience? And then Vera tried to, okay, you're right gitu. Mulai consider gitu. And that's one. And also pattern match. And this one will never ever successfully form if if you're failing in the discovery stage. So because we know that Jing already discovered very well. Okay, so the bottleneck is this. Even Jing tried to dig up who is the decision maker gitu kan. Is it only your parents or is there anybody else? Terus is there any other consideration besides your appetites of learnings or experiences and everything? Jing tried to reconfirm terus menerus gitu. And then after Jing know very well what Vera concerned, and then he tried to pattern match. Okay, what if we could give you apa namanya career package yang bisa serve your learning appetites and everything, would you try to consider? And then Vera said, oh yeah, sounds good gitu. Okay, let's do this. Maksudnya ini, I'm not finished yet this one. Let's do this. Can you get back to me? Maksudnya close to decision. Kapan kamu mau balik ke saya untuk kasih keputusan setelah kamu discuss with your parents and everything. So that's the elaborations of what of the conversation that Jing and Vera just did. Gitu.
Nice. Okay, thank you very much, Nadine. Yes. Thank you for structuring this and visualizing it. I think once we can actually see what this actually looks like in terms of a plan, I hope everyone can actually experience it in a more strategic way, that you can see, oh, this is, what the tactic is. This is how you get there. Vera, I would say about 90% of the work that would go into getting a person to accept an offer is going to be around discovery, right? So if you cannot discover what a person really wants, if you cannot, it's going to be between discovery and getting trust. Discovery and getting trust. I just thought of a really fun question, right? That should go into discovery. Is there anything that, okay, this is the question. Is there anything that you really want that you might be shy to tell anybody else, right? That is a really good discovery question, because I've noticed generally people might not say, oh, I want money, right? Or I want extra time off, or I want whatever. But you're going to have to get this out of the way if that's really what they want. And that is what's blocking them from actually accepting a decision. So the key to actually creating a successful package for any type of employment offer is to say, not like, here's a full-time offer and this is what we offer. It's more like, here is the opportunity that you might not have seen, but you were looking for, that I can help shine a light on for you today. This is actually something that HR can do really well, because not everybody, let's say, in the company would actually know of all the potential options that's available. So if you find that somebody really is stopping them by learning or by whatever, you can say, all right, let's focus on the learning opportunities that you can get here, and let's take a look at how they would compare to what? Compared to what else would you actually be looking at? Compared to being in school, compared to working in a corporation, do you believe you would get adequate experience in a corporation where there's thousands of people and everyone has a very, very narrow range of responsibility? All right. So these are things that I think when you discover really well, you will start seeing the way that they see their decisions. Once you can do that, the magic is you can start identifying people based on little patterns that you see, right? You already know what kind of questions are in their mind. So this is the secrets. And then you can kind of identify them from maybe just just initial probe questions. And where you get really good at this is you can be magical. You can be like, maybe you're shy to tell me. Oh, you can use a third-party story. I had a case like this last week. Somebody also wasn't quite sure. But eventually what we did was this, right? Eventually, I was able to get their trust after asking this question so many times. And they told me what was really holding them back was they didn't feel like the pay here was very competitive, right? Or they really felt like, there wasn't enough promotion opportunities or travel opportunities in this company. So those are the ways that I think you can really enhance and have more control. Once again, back to what I discussed with Moody. If you really want to control the negotiation, you need to control the discovery. If you don't control the discovery, then anything that you suggest at the very end, they might go yes, they might go no, but you have no idea why, right? Why would they say yes? Yeah, you got lucky, right? But why did they say no? You still don't know. So the discovery gives you more control. And generally, this is where I would say, like we say always, is about where 70 to 80% of your negotiation should be spent in discovering really well. Okay, all right, let's go back to Nadine.
Great. Yes, thank you, sir. Just like what Mr. Jing said, the last sentence, 80% mostly in the discovery stage. As you see on this table, all the works are mostly in here, right? You can see all the close to decision and even the pitching side. it's the most easiest one once you already complete all the discovery and also engagement. So basically, all the efforts spent mostly on this, gitu, on negotiations. We could see all the difference, from the table. Okay, thank you, Vera, for bringing up the case to this discussion, Vera. I think I would like to summarize the discussions today for your case. So I think this is my opinion. If you're an HR, especially, and then you would like to have a negotiation with a person, especially an intern or employee, I think the very important one is to build the trust, because sometimes talking to an HR must be a lot of suspicions, Okay, are they are they going to terminate me, or what are they are they going to warn me or something? So building the trust at the very first time, I think it's very, very important, especially for the employee funnel. Yeah. Issue, Vera. And then I really understand before tadi first role playing you did with Jing, you're trying to engage sebetulnya, Vera. But probably the timing you chose juga not the best timing. Like even we can do this, Vera. Like if we want to negotiate and you think that your negotiation partner is not in a good time, you can just do the labeling like looks like this is not the best time for you to discuss about this. So you will never spend all the work of negotiation with somebody yang not ready juga gitu to discuss, Vera. It's just gonna waste your time. Jadi you could just see like tadi sih demonya, I feel like Jing show something yang not in the best time to talk aja gitu, and then you still continuing itu. Sometimes kalau ketemu kayak gitu bilang aja kayaknya bukan waktu yang tepat yang ngomongin nanti deh gitu. Ntar baru kayak enggak kok. Nah baru ntar dia serius gitu. enggak mau ngomong apa, Vera, gitu kan, pasti langsung kayak gitu. Jadi I think trust and build the engagement, it's very important for HR. And also one thing that I highlight from Kak Tendi as well. Kak Tendi was talking about identifications, right? And then tapi Kak Tendi tadi highlight kita lihat dulu nih orangnya interested atau enggak gitu. Could be true gitu, in my opinion, tapi it's not the main thing to determine juga gitu. Karena if for example like BD, we are trying to approach people yang kita nggak tahu loh whether they interested atau enggak. So it's not about whether they interested or not at the very first time, tapi are you ready to discover the opportunity atau enggak gitu. That's my opinion sih. Jadi kalau ngelihat interested atau enggak dari awal, it's not gonna be nggak selalu possible gitu, Kak Tendi. Karena apalagi in BD especially, we're approaching people, we're a stranger, we never know about them gitu. Apalagi tahu dia interested atau enggak, itu it's too far untuk diketahui since the very beginning. But the commitment need to be whether you ready to discover atau enggak gitu sih. That's my advice gitu. Kalau misalnya yang tadi, I think that's my conclusion for this discussion. So thank you. Yes, Mo Oyana.
Okay. It's very interesting actually because like it's very related in the BD, but for employee, because like what you've done before maybe it's I don't know, it's the practice that you already have. Maybe like time to time you need to check with the leader, hey, how is this person doing, and basically that's how you identify and discover, like even though like before you offer, and then you know what.
Yes.
Because like last time also this is the case with Kyla, right? So Kyla, I'm not sure, like because I'm have a school and something, and I persuade her, hey, look, it's none of these people here like full time right away, okay? So like Nadine, she's intern first, and then basically show the credibility. You are not alone. So other people can do this. I believe you have the strength to do that if you want, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But it depends. So also need to discover the team that they're working on. So maybe you can also like, if the team that they're working on is not like encourage, maybe like from HR can encourage the what you call the chapter or the squad, right? So how to identify this person and collaborate with them, because this one cannot be discovered for yourself as well as an HR.
Yep.
You need to discover with the squad. Hey, time to time, like we have timeline, for example, like for 3 months, like timeline will be like, oh, the first month, what kind of you wanna checking on, like is it like work or capacity, and then from that, oh, I had discovered this, punya catatan-catatan gitu loh, untuk dari leader, dari staff gitu, dari setelah nanti pas mau over berarti kamu tuh udah punya catatan gitu loh. Jadi oh, orang ini suka ini. Oh.
That's right. Yeah.
Jadi gitu sih menurutku. Soalnya Kayla juga di awal tuh I'm not sure because I have a lot of work. My mom to ask me to do this. I understand everyone have busy, but I asked, hey, do you like this place? Yeah, I like Nadine. I like you personally. Oh, so why? And then I like, why you like us? Like, it's more like, and work is not about you gonna working what you liking us. You're gonna do work, right? yeah. I just when I have that environment and give me motivation to do this, and then oh, so we need to have how not to deal with this new person. So oh, Nadine, this person is this kind of person. We need to do this and this, like So internally Persuade, because in the beginning, like wasn't sure, but also Nadine, Kayla interested here, but she's not sure. Can you tell me your experience here so that she don't feel alone? Nah, jadi kayak punya credibility gitu loh. Have credibility, intelligent somebody that can do this. Is because I think that you have the capacity here as well. It just just ask Nadine how to do it, and so that's I like. Oh, okay. So
great. Yes, sir. Please.
I want to label this technique that Wayne is explaining. It is actually two techniques at the same time. One is called a third-party story. A third-party story is something that you can use on a pattern matching. Everyone can use this, right? Muti, Irma, Tendi, Vera. Anytime you, let's say, have a particular case where somebody's experiencing something they're not sure, use a story about another person who had the similar decision process, right? So a guest isn't sure to do this or that. You can say, I've been doing reservations for a few months, and I've seen many guests undergo the same kind of uncertainty that you're facing right now. Ultimately, what I saw in a successful case is the guest did this, this, and this, and they end up having a really good holiday. They left off a 5-star review, and they're back home happy now, right? So once you've done that, they go, oh, okay, credibility. This has happened before. They can visualize what success looks like. And the second is called Bandwagon Effect. Nobody likes to think that they're the only person doing something. That makes them feel very unsafe, uncertain. But if you can just illustrate that, hey, look, you won't be the first person doing this. It's not a unique challenge that you're experiencing. This is pretty normal. This is another person who experienced what you're experiencing. It immediately gets like a different, feel to it. So that's a pretty effective technique, as my wife has pointed out, Lana has pointed out in this particular case. So use it. Use third-party stories, especially if you have a lot of experience, and you can start connecting the successful cases to people who might not otherwise know what to do. So good one. Yeah.
Yes, nice. That's a very beautiful discussion actually today, everyone. And yes, such an unfortunate we have running out of time, but actually we still have cases. But don't worry, Irma, you have pairing with me after this, right? I will help you with that. For Muti case, we can discuss it. What is that? Next week, yeah, on Tuesday. Tapi if it's urgent, we can meet in Discord, ya, Muti, ya. Okay, everyone.